Hello everyone. So I'm Sankalp, a final year student of computer science, and this video is all about the interview process in details about Morgan Stanley. And today here we have Rahul with us, and he has cracked a full-time offer at Morgan Stanley, and the CTC is above 25. So now we'll start the video, and before starting, we'll have a brief introduction about Rahul. So Rahul, can you introduce yourself?
So, yeah, hello. Hi, Sankalp. Hi, everyone. I'm Rahul from NIT Warangal. So, I'm pursuing an electrical department currently, fourth year BTech. And yeah, I recently completed my visa internship. And after that, I got an FT offer from Morgan Stanley.
Okay, so that's great. And we were having like some internship at Visa together. So from that we are friends. And today we'll be discussing all about the interview process of Morgan Stanley. And Rahul, like, can you tell me the like total number of applicants and the total number of selections that Morgan made at your campus?
So yeah, it was an on-campus placement. Morgan Stanley came to our campus to select the students for FT offer. So
Okay.
initially there were around 200 applicants who applied for the Morgan Stanley. Those who were having CGPA greater than 7. That was the basic criteria. After that, we had the resume shortlisting based on our CGPA and projects whatever we have done. So around 140 students were shortlisted for online test. So after the online coding test, there were 11 students who got shortlisted for the interviews. So there were 3 rounds. After that 3 round, they only made one selection, and fortunately that was me, and I got selected for Morgan Stanley. They gave me FT offer for 2021.
Okay, so it's great. So Rahul is the only selection that they made, and he is also from electrical. So the branches don't matter if you are like capable for that company. So now
Yeah,
moving,
definitely.
yes. Now, if we talk about the coding rounds, like how many coding rounds they took and like how many questions were there, like coding rounds or aptitude, and the total time they gave and the difficulty of the questions.
Yeah. So after the resume shortlisting, we have an online coding test. In that, there were 3 sections basically. First section was aptitude and reasoning based section. There were around 10 questions in it, and we were given something like 15 minutes to complete that 10 questions. So they were like easy to medium questions, some PNC and probability from 12th class, and some reasoning. And after that, we had second section based on our debugging section. Like code was given to us, and we need to debug the code. So there were around 10 questions again, and we have to solve it in something like 14 to 15 minutes were given. And after that, the third section was coding round. In that, 3 questions were given in 1 hour, and we have to solve the questions. And the questions were really like medium to hard level. One easy and 2 medium to hard level questions were there. And
Okay.
my aptitude and reasoning section went well. And if we have done 2 coding questions out of 3 complete coding questions, then we got selected for the interview round.
Okay. So that was all about the coding round. Now, like how many interview rounds were there and what was the like process for the interviews?
Okay. So there were overall 4 interview rounds were there. So 2 technical interview round, 1 technical plus HR, and fourth round was complete HR based round. So first round was went for like 1 hour and 30 minutes. Second round was also for like 1 hour. Third round was around 45 minutes, and fourth round was complete HR round only for 20 minutes. So yeah, so starting from the first round, in the first round they means there was a interviewer. She was very kind and helpful. She was giving hints if I was stuck anywhere. So she asked me 3 coding questions back to back, 3 coding questions that I have to solve it on code pair, hacker and code pair. So starting from the 3 questions, I was able to solve the 2 questions completely initially, and third question was a good question, and she gave me hints to use the hash maps. So I finally came up with a solution. So initial 2 question I have to write complete code, complete runnable code. For the final question, needed she just wanted to ask the approach, and I gave her the approach, and she wanted me to optimize it better. So after that, she asked me some questions based on OOPS, DBMS, and operating system, like the CSE fundamentals. So on operating system, she asked me something related to paging. After, and whatever you know, just know it in depth. Like if you don't know, just tell her that I don't have much experience in it. And after that, she asked me some normalizations and transaction based question on DBMS. And for OOPS, she asked me some questions on encapsulation, virtual pointer, and virtual table. And I have to give examples also to her, like coding type examples, where I have to give the example, coding example on my notepad, and using the sharing screen, she can see my screen. Finally, after my interview, she asked last question on a SQL query. So after that SQL query, the SQL query was related to nth maximum salary, something like that. So after that SQL query, my interview ended, and she was very helpful in the interview, and it was a wonderful experience in my first round. And immediately I got selected for my second round. So there were three students that were shortlisted for the second round.
Okay.
So in my second round, so in my second round, they asked me some questions based on like low level designing, oops, DBMS, diagram. And the interview went for 1 hour and 30 approximately 1 hour 15 minutes, you can say. And they asked me in depth, like whatever you speak, think before you speak. They notice it very clearly. And yeah, they'll dig in depth. Whatever you'll say, they'll always going to dig in depth. And yeah, so the interview was related to low level system designing. Whole interview was based on that only. He asked me to design something related to playground, means a cricket match is going on, and how I'll design the whole system, like what the score, how will I store them, what will be the tables, and all the diagrams, all the class diagrams, and everything in depth he asked me. So after that round, two students got shortlisted for third and fourth round. For
Okay.
the third round went on for 45 minutes. And for the third round, it was like something based on technical plus HR round. Some HR questions were fired on me, and I have to think in depth before answering, because they'll be thinking a lot before selection. It means they came for only one selection. So yeah. So and after that, I'll ask coding questions, one coding question from DSA and one puzzle they asked me. And yeah, so a puzzle I was not able to answer, but I gave him some hints, and he was impressed by that. It was a good puzzle. I didn't remember the puzzle right
Okay.
now, but yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay. So
after
that,
that, my fourth round was, yeah, okay.
yeah. So yeah, you can tell about the fourth round also.
Okay, my fourth round was a complete HR round based on 20 minutes. It was the HR took my interview, and in that 20 minutes, he asked like why to join Morgan Stanley, what you'll be doing in the next 5 years. So why not you want to go to US and study further? Why you want to join the Morgan Stanley? That's all the HR questions he asked me, and I was prepared before. So and I attended the PPT of the company, so I was able to answer.
Okay. So that's a lot of knowledge that you can take, and all the four rounds were discussed in details, and
Yeah.
you can uh, take some hints from him. And yeah, that's all for the coding rounds. And now if we talk about the strategies and the preparation like tips, what all you
Okay.
can share?
Yeah. So I am an electrical graduate first of all, so I was not able to read all the CSE subjects. So first of all, you have to be like uh, you need to believe in yourself that you can do it. Means it doesn't matter really. I had already done the visa internship also, despite of my electrical background. And yeah, so what matters is how you are coding, and what you how much knowledge do you have in coding. So it all started from my second year. I used to code on CodeChef, CodeForces, HackerRank. So these are the coding platform that I was mainly using, but I was mainly doing CodeChef and HackerRank a lot. HackerRank I have done in my first year. After that, mainly I was doing CodeChef. And finally, during the last time preparation, I will recommend interview bit a lot. Means it helped me revising all the concepts within 1 month. So I'll recommend interview bit. And after that, you be very clear about the CS fundamentals. They'll fire some basic questions on you, but you should know them in depth. Otherwise, they'll find you means obviously the interviewer are very experienced and they will definitely judge find you if you are just means if you don't know in depth, they are going to know it, and they will, it may be a reason for your rejection. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll tell means the final point is be very clear about the CSC fundamentals and do coding as much as you can, problem solving and data structure coding. Yeah.
Okay. So I would like to repeat some of the points. For coding platforms, he has used CodeChef and HackerRank. So if you are not like sure about the coding platform selection, you can follow these. And if you are like even from non-CS branch, and if you want to like go in some IT companies, so you can take tips from him. And if he has done, you can also do this. And if whatever subjects and whatever topics you study it in depth, because in the interviews that will help you. And if you're just like knowing the topics slightly, it won't help you in the interviews and you can get rejected. So these are some of the things that you can learn. And apart from strategies, like there is one thing called peer coding. So what are the like how you use this peer coding concept in your like preparation strategies, or did this peer
Yeah.
coding thing?
So we had a groups like yeah, starting from my second year, we had a group like one or two electrical students were there and two to three CSC students were there. We all were good friends from means initially first year onwards. So after that we started coding like one or two persons are really good in that. Means I was not one of the means best coder in my group. They were really a lot. They know a lot more than me, but I used to learn from them. Like whatever the problem we were solving from in second year also, we used to attend all the classes from the CSE. As I mentioned, I'm triple E graduate, so
Mm.
attending their classes, doing their assignments, and discussing the problems with them helped me a lot. And we used to discuss any problem in depth, like what is the best optimized solution we can get and how can we approach that. And we started from a very basic level, like we were very new to coding when we came to college. And after that yeah, from these guys means there is, it certainly matters a lot. Like you should have a group who are really interested in coding and want to join some big company in their placements, so it will help you a lot being with them. And yeah.
Okay. So as you have heard that peer coding is really very important. And if you are from a non-CS like branch, you can always team up with some CS students. So that will be really
Yeah.
okay. So like how was the like virtual interview? Like all the interviews nowadays are virtual because of this corona. So like what are the difficulties or what are the challenges you have faced, and what are the benefits of virtual interviews that you can share?
So the very first challenge was is it was completely new. Like I had an internship experience how do the online test and how to go for the interview. What are your thoughts on that? And yeah, I was, but this virtual environment is completely new to everyone. The first and very bad issue that I was having was related to my network problem. So yeah, if it's possible, then have a very good network. The interview might get frustrated because of that. Every time voice is breaking, and yeah, you can't even explain what you are thinking. So that's a very bad problem at your house, at our houses, like me. And other than that, yeah, so I had really practiced how to explain the interviewer on the paper, like paper and pen. I practiced that during my internship also. So explaining in front of him with paper and pen is really easy than explaining him in front of camera using your notepad screen. And yeah, it gets very difficult. So these are quite challenges that I faced. But yeah, I can say that it was not my first interview. I had given some interviews, like I practiced interview using some online program that were already there. So I practiced my interviews based on that online interviews. So yeah, it was really helpful and I was able to get it, means how to explain them. Yeah, I practiced it before. So be practice online interviews using some virtual framework. Yeah, something.
Okay, so basically 3 points are mentioned. That is, first is if you are having not having a good internet connection, do have that, because that affects the results. And the second point is that like most of us have habits of solving it on pen and paper, and in this virtual interviews we have to explain them virtually, like on the screen, on the shared screen. So
Yeah.
we should have some experience with that also, so that it can help us in like giving the like it will be better for us and for the interviewers to have to understand us and to take the decisions. So this was all about the virtual interviews. And before like getting some internships, and if you are from a non-CS background, so what are some of the work experiences and some of the things that you did in your college that helped you in cracking some of these big companies, so which you can share?
Yeah. So initially, I'll say that project is not very much important for cracking big companies. But yeah, I can say if you are having a good project, then it will really help you in your interview round. Like they can discuss the project about 30 minutes, and you have done your project really, then you'll definitely know a lot about your project. So they'll fire questions on your projects, and you can easily answer them. So that's a very wonderful point. Like whatever you know, they'll asking that only. So if you are having project, it's a very wonderful thing. So during my internship at visa interview, with my visa, I didn't have any project. So but yeah, they can understand, like I was from electrical background. So they took my coding round, like based on data structures coding and dbms concepts, and it moved wonderfully. So I got an internship at visa, and during my visa internship I got one project. Like they means during my internship I got one project, one good project. Other than that, I had done something related to web development in my third year. So yeah, there were two to three projects I was having related to web development, including my visa project. So yeah, during my interview they asked something related to my project, so I was able to answer it. But one thing I want to mention, like if you are not having a project, do not get depressed. Like you prepare whatever you are having, but if you are having it, then it's wonderful. Means you will
Okay.
be able to, like yeah.
Yeah, it will be better for the selection chances. So
Yeah.
yeah, you should
Yeah. Yeah.
focus more on DSA, that is the coding part, because that is like compulsory in every interview, every coding round. And apart from that, projects are also very useful. But it is not necessary that if you don't have a good project, you don't have any selection chance. So if you are having projects, like know about them in depth, so that it can be helpful in your interviews also. Yeah, any final tips for the students that are like preparing for now for any placements related things?
Okay, yeah. So starting from, like if you are in first year, like you are a beginner in your college, you are in first year, then initially start doing coding. Like choose any platform, either CodeChef or HackerRank will be better. In first year, you should start with HackerRank and do a lot of number of problems. So you will be having some basic ideas on it. So starting from the second year, start learning data structures a lot, and along with it, start solving problems on CodeChef. Increase your ratings on CodeChef. That will be very helpful. You will be able to get a lot of things using just questions only. And after that, yeah, in your third year, I'll mention that do any two projects, two good projects. It will be very helpful. Either you will get some internship after your second year. That will be a very nice part. If you didn't get any internship, do some one or two project on yourself, on any like web development or machine learning, whatever your interest is. And continue solving problems. Do not stop solving the problems on data structures and problem solving. You can use a lot of multiple platforms are there: hacker and CodeChef, lead code, or interview bit. I'll recommend interview bit just before 1 month before your placements. So it will be very helpful. It will revise all your concepts. And finally, be confident. And yeah, that does really matter. You should be very confident during your interviews. If you don't know, tell them you don't know. If you know it in depth, explain in depth. Yeah.
Yeah. So the main point is you should be truthful in front of the interviewer, and you should not lie anything that you know and actually you don't know. So for the first years, if you are in first year or
Yeah.
second year, you can focus on CodeChef, HackerRank. But if you are having placements like currently or in next 1 or 2 months, interview bit is like best for practicing in a short period of time. And if you are in your third year, you can make some good projects either in web dev or data science, machine learning, whatever interests you. And if you are able to get an internship after second year, that's very good. But if not, you should have some good projects that you can like discuss in front of the interviewers. So that was all for this video. And thank you, Rahul, for your time and sharing your interview experiences. And it will be very helpful for the students that are currently
Thank
interviewing.
thank you,
And
Sankalp, and
yeah,
thanks everyone.
so this was very useful for like the students. And if you want to join Morgan Stanley, you should like focus on all the points that are discussed in this video. So that's all for this video, and see you in another video. And do like, comment, and share the channel, and subscribe the channel also. And if you have any doubts, you can comment it below. That's all. See you in the next video. Bye.